I know you're down to 33, but there's some names on the list I wanted to ask you about. Logan Day still on that list? Is he healthy?
No, medical.
Sorry?
Medical.
Medical.
He's got a medical issue that's getting taken care of, so he's on the list, but he's
And you can't send anybody down unhealthy, correct?
he's not healthy right now.
Okay. Yamamoto?
Not healthy, not cleared to play.
Chris Russell ready to play?
No. It's getting closer, skating, non-contact still.
Okay. And Bertasov played tonight, and with whom?
Bertasov will play tonight with Nugent Hopkins and Gagne.
Are you done, Spec?
Bertasov must know more English than he's telling me on then.
Dave, what are your expectations from him, having only seen him a few days in practice? I'm not sure if you've even watched much film from the KHL.
I've watched a lot of film, not a lot of film, but about enough to get a sense of what he does. The biggest thing, can he get up and going on a smaller rink, and how fast-paced it is. I've watched him score a lot of goals over there. He can shoot the puck. Like, he's got an unbelievable wrist shot. But we've got to figure out where he's at right now or soon, because we got to get our team together. We can't be wishy-washy on people. We got to get our team together, so we got to get him in tonight.
As part of that reasoning, there's some young guys who came into camp, people thought expectations, and Jones, Benson, Marody, who were all sent down today. What did you like from those three, and what do you feel are the areas that they got to get to be back this year at some point?
Let's start with the forwards, Marody. Rookie camp was very average. I thought Marody and Benson, both of them rookie camp. I was looking for them to be ahead in rookie camp. There wasn't much separation there. I gave them lots of opportunity. Marody got some points. He's a skilled guy. You know, he can make plays with the puck. Right now, I don't think there are other parts of his game are at an NHL standard, but he's got a great attitude. He knows he has to go down there and just become a better two-way player. And those are the things he'll work on. Benson is close. I mean, Benson's not far away. He makes good plays. He just has to continue to get up to speed. And you know, I was hoping him maybe he'd try to produce a little more. Rookie camp, like I say, was just all right from him. But he's close. Like, he's, you know, you're looking at, there's a couple guys that could still be here. There's a couple guys they got to go down and get playing. Eventually, the young guys, and this is, Kenny said this a lot before, the young guys are going to play. They're not going to sit around. They're going to play, and that's part of the reason we're going where we are. And Jones, you know, Jones is. We just had guys that were ahead of him right now. Just guys that are ahead of him right now, and we're still carrying 10D, the left-right thing. He's the one guy that can play both sides a little bit, which is an asset for him. But he, you know, Lagesson was ahead of him in our camp, in our mind. You got Russell we want to see on the left side. Bouchard played well, right? Bears played well. So they're just guys ahead of him right now.
With Bertasov, you kind of walk in a fine line because you want to cut him a little bit of slack. He just got here and he's way behind. But at the same time, you have to pick a team. Like, how do you balance that?
Carefully. And we'll see. We'll take it step by step. There's no promises. We'll, like I say, I want to get our group. We're down to 30 right now. I want to get our group up and going next week. Right? We're going to go to Kelowna for a couple days. The veteran players are anxious to get going, you know, and get some lines set, get some pairs set on the D. Like, we're anxious to get going. So it's that fine line. We got to see what he can do. He's a big guy. He's got some talent. Let's see what he can do. But you know, there's that fine balance of having a look at a guy and getting your team together, and that's a concern going into the week.
It's been said that a lot of the new guys that they brought in, nobody's really jumped off the page. Is that a concern, or are they just in positions where they don't really jump off the page?
It's a concern a little bit, but there's also, there's a reality with it. Both with Haas and Nygaard, I mean, their first time in North America playing North American size ice net, so there's got to give them a little bit of slack there. They're older players. Same with Pearson. You got to give them a little bit of slack here. But again, we're gonna go, and I mean those are guys that are gonna still get some opportunity. But at some point, we have to settle on where we're going. So they're in the mix. You know, of those three right now, like if you had Nygaard, Haas. Haas is a centerman. I think Cave has been better than him in camp, but I think a lot of that is because Cave's a North American player. Haas is still getting up to speed, you know. Yurko has probably been better than Nygaard, and just Yurko's played over 100 games in the NHL, you know. So you got to give Haas and Nygaard, you got to give them a little bit of time to acclimate, but at some point we have to make decisions on our lineup moving forward, and we're going to try to get them up and going as best we can, and then we'll see where it works out.
Dave, you said veteran guys want to get going. When Draisaitl and Cassian, you know, get their preseason debuts, what's an ideal debut for them in your mind? And with a guy like Draisaitl, who's a 100-point guy, 50-goal scorer, what's your strategy with coaching guys like that? Do you need to give them a lot of input, or do you let them run?
No, I mean, there's some new concepts that they have to try to grab here that they've been working on them for a week. They just haven't put them in a game yet. Cass was, I wanted to play Cass a little bit earlier. He's been battling a bit of a groin, so we didn't want to play him back-to-back. I thought about playing him last night, and then I said, we'll keep him. Didn't want to play him back-to-back. So those two guys will both get in their first action tonight. But they've been practicing a lot of the structure and a lot of the stuff we've implemented for the last week. But first game, they got to get up and going. They got to get up and going. They got to get NHL or back to regular season timing. Get your game in order, right? And I know Leon's been anxious to get in there. Like he's been anxious to go. We've talked to all those guys about last night. We had all those four centermen in there. We just evaluation. Now Leon gets going.
You still don't have an offensive third-line center. Is that something you're looking for?
Is that what I'm looking for? No, I'm looking for a good two-way center there.
Okay. But you see Sheahan more as a fourth-line center?
Like I've said all along, we got top six and bottom six. There can be games where the Sheahan line is a more valuable line than the other line. There can be times when the other third line is a better third line.
You're so democratic. It's hard to believe.
But it's the way it is. Like you're going to watch how games are going to go. You're going to have some time. Sheehan's line could have a big impact on the game, so they're going to look like a third line. And then there's going to be other times when the other line might be going maybe a little quicker or a little more finesse, and maybe that's the line. But if you look at the teams that are winning in the league right now, they got four lines that can do that. Like four lines that all have an impact on the game. And with us, we've got that top six that hopefully between Draisaitl and McDavid and Nuge and Neal, we got the makings of a top six there. And then our bottom end has to be good role players.
Matt Benning didn't play very well last night. Are you concerned about
He wasn't in the only bucket last night of not playing well.
He's a veteran. Some of the other guys are.
Yeah, it's, you know, I thought we played well the first period. I watched the first period over. I said we were fine in the first period, but then we made a couple mistakes, and that third goal went in. It just seemed like it took the air out of the balloon for us. So, and then you get, you get in a game like that, you see, as you move on in camp, things start to separate, and you saw some separation with some players last night.
And Mike Smith, still not ready to.
Skated hard this morning. Skated hard with Schwartzy this morning, and we'll be on the tripping in Kelowna, and we'll probably practice on Sunday.
Okay. And you try to get him at least one game before the season.
One or two. Okay. One or two, we'll see.